It always confuses me. Hello, and welcome to the Swole Initiative Network. You are watching the Fables of Gahlia, the correct way to start your weekend off. And thank you for being here nice and early. I appreciate it. Before we jump into tonight's game, we have some quick shout outs to some of our brand partners. So let's start with Stacks.
Nice. Swole only roll on Norse Foundry's amazing gemstone and metal dice. All our featured music comes from the free library available on Apple Music and Spotify by the one and only Norse Foundry. Use the code SWOLE, SWOLE, to save 10% at norsefoundry.com.
Awesome. And then Betty?
You can also check out Dogmite, the Indomitable Dogmite, which supplies all of our luxury tabletop accessories in solid and natural stained woods like you've never seen them before. You should go to dogmite.com and you can see these true champions of creativity there in all their beautiful work, like the DM screen in front of our wonderful DM tonight and that beautiful rolling tray it's got feet. And the little claw feet.
What's these?
The cutest little things.
That is so cool. Little metal feet.
Yeah. Anyway, Dogmite.
Awesome. Wow, Brent, that's a nice segue in.
All right, you guys. It is time to give a special thank you and shout out to our next sponsor of the evening. Say it with me, Griffin Co. All of our 3D printed and custom terrain stuff that you see on our shows is from Griffin Co. If you would like to get in on this awesome action, just go on over to griffinco.com and use the promo code SWOLE22 at checkout, and you will receive a whole 22% off of your entire order. The entire order, not just a single item, the entire order.
Massive.
It is.
Speaking of massive, Ashley.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hello! I am massively excited to tell you about our other brand partner, the one and only Hero Forge. Hello! Our fully custom player minis come from the awesome Hero Forge. Design yours today at heroforge.com.
Fantasmic. Yes, thank you, brand partners. Other things. Gonna do this real quick, he says. Flex points. We have flex points available for everyone. You can choose to spend some of your channel points that you earn from watching. If you go to the bottom left of the chat, you'll see a little flexing arm. You can click on that and you can spend 1,000 of those per player per stream. And once 10 people all vote on the same character, they get a flex point, which gives you a little golden flexing arm and the ability to basically enact the rule of cool. But it has to actually be cool, or no. That's led to some really, really awesome moments throughout this campaign. So, like last week, but we'll get to that. Other things, subscriptions, we do accept them. And if you feel so inclined, then thank you so much. We do have a sub goal up on the screen. Yes, we have a sub goal. And so the next giveaway will be a care package from our friends at Griffin Co. Just an assortment of gifts and minis and things from them because they are awesome. Also, that if you are a subscriber, you can roll along with the players using exclamation point roll. Excuse me, in the
chat.
Point roll. Wow. Yeah, exclamation point roll in the chat. You can roll a d20 along with cast. Other things. I'm like, we missed a week, so I'm frazzled. What else do we do?
You can check out past episodes on YouTube.
You can. Thank you for saving me. YouTube.
Sorry.
YouTube. There we go. So you can catch all of the previous episodes and get caught up on there. if you can't subscribe or you've already done your subscription, then thank you, and thank you for being here. That's the most important thing. But what you can do that doesn't cost a penny is going across and clicking that follow button. We're trying to get to 2,000 followers. I don't know where we're at.
We're at
Goal met.
2,000.
Goal met.
Oh!
Right across the screen.
We done it.
Hey!
We done did it.
Boom.
Look at that. Yeah.
So we're going for,
okay.
We're
Awesome.
going for 2,500 now.
I said I was gonna put a giveaway together, and I didn't realize we were gonna hit it. So, we can, screw it. Let's bump this giveaway forward, and we'll do the Griffin Co. Care package
Griffin Co.
for hitting 2,000 followers before we hit our first anniversary of being live on the channel. So thank you so much, guys. Continue to click follow and stuff because it helps us out. Thank you. Betty, just let me know when.
Not yet.
Active.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured as much. We'll let you know in the chat, just in case we're rolling through the game. It'll be ! giveaway once the chat says that it's open. You do have to be in the US and you do have to be present on the stream in order to collect your giveaway once we call it. So bear that in mind. I think that's everything. I'm pretty sure that's everything. So I guess there's nothing else to do except roll the trailer and bring on the next chapter of the Fables of Gahlia.
On 3 or 3 and then go?
Every time.
No, I can't. I've done it the same. Every time.
I think there's so many different ways to count.
We started one way and then went the other way. Anyway. Everything is completely under control and 100% organized.
I've got it all under control.
Last time.
Very serious.
Last time. Last time on the Fables of Gahlia. You guys had left and were on the road away from Hunger's Edge towards the dwarven city of Horboldar. Making your way through some wet pools, which caused some issues, but not too many. Getting past there, you guys came upon the Great Wench, which is the large river that flows from the mountainside through Horboldar along the western coast. And rather than going to the main bridge, you guys found what seemed to be just a rope bridge across a shorter or thinner part of the river. Heading up onto the platform, you were met with a couple of corpses, which gave Rose some insight as to what had happened, although not too much, before you guys were attacked by a troop of gnolls. Going through that battle, pulling off some pretty dope maneuvers, Adeline, faced with not really having access to her magics in the traditional way, decided to take some druidite, which is the native crystal that is left over from when dragons die and their magic seeps out into the ground, taking some of that dust and applying it to her arm, trying to get back in touch with the magic, became completely overpowered, and it worked. Bringing the magic back to Adeline, she turned to the sisters, smiled, and then disappeared. The battle was won, but before we get into that, Adeline, you were in the throes of battle. You just threw out a chaos bolt, which you saw take down one of the gnolls and strike the other one. Your magic was back. And this exhilarating, electrifying feeling is just coursing through your body. And you turn to the sisters, just delighted to have this power back. Before you can say anything, you vanish. Opening your eyes, you are adrift. But it's adrift somewhere that you recognize. You look around and there are waves of this slow-moving, like a thick smoke that's not quite a liquid, moving around you, and you stay adrift, moving through it, floating. You look up and you see, for the first time, actually face to face, the giant silhouette of the being that resides on the other side of the pages in your book. As you start to take it in, the light source seems to be behind him, and it just illuminates like a halo light around him. Now that you're here in person and this isn't a vision, you can feel the cold of the astral sea running through your fingers. You can feel it start to almost give you pins and needles. It's a tingling sensation as that the thick smoke sort of falls across your body. And you start to see shifting to the left and right. In the distance, the dark, what looked like huge Leviathan bodies moving. And it takes you a minute before you realize that they are coming from the being in front of you. These are just tentacles, but they are massive. As far as you can tell, maybe 30, 40 feet high as they lie around the area. And as you take this in, the being is in front of you. What do you do?
I've come here from my own source. Why? Why do I need you?
The tentacles shift around you. They're fairly far off, maybe 60, 70 feet either side away from you. The large shifting motion ripples through the astral sea, and it pushes that smoke across you in different directions, changing the direction of that pins and needle effect across your skin. You hear it answer, "I give you power."
You left me
Power.
without power.
Power that you did not possess.
You've left me without it, though. It's gone from me. You promised me this power. You promised to be my source. Where has it gone?
What happened to the book?
Yes, that. It went for a swim, okay? It was an accident. I was in a cave. The whole thing collapsed. It was the only way out. It got wet.
You damaged the tome. This is why my messages are being interfered with.
Interfered with? By what? By who?
The connection to the book is being lost.
How do I restore it?
Fix the book. As a tentacle moves in front of you.
Wow, it's orange and striped. Sorry, this cat who really wants to be a part of this process. All right, I'll think. I mean, but just a bit of a suggestion. If you have this like all-powerful magic that is tied to this thing, maybe it shouldn't be as fragile as a book. Not to tell you how to do your thing, but you know, just like maybe something waterproof, a tablet, like a stone tablet, maybe. I'm not here to tell you how to do your spooky big magic thing.
I showed you the visions. You saw what happened to me. The book was not originally mine.
Have others possessed this power before?
Yes. One that I know of.
What happened then?
They are no longer here.
another. I can be your source, make you grow stronger.
And what do you need me to do?
Find a way to bring me to the material plane. I need your help to save me.
And this place is kind of like cold and wet, but it's not all that bad. The material plane's kind of overrated. I mean, it's nice. It's very nice. If you do go, there's this really nice lady who sells scones or pastries at this one town that I went to. I definitely suggest stopping there. What do you want there? What are you going to do? Is it bad?
I want to learn.
Oh.
To become part of something.
Don't we all? I relate to that journey, I really do.
I was part of something much greater than myself. But I was rejected.
Well, I don't quite know how to get things from one plane to the other. I'm kind of... Well, I'm here by accident. It was very cool, though. If you would have seen it, I think you would have really liked it. It was all like... my eyes were glowing, and there was like a lot of magic coming out of me, and maybe that's a way I can try to make the book stronger and grow the power of it. If I use the raw materials to improve the spell work, there might be a way. Fascinating.
Continue to learn.
Yes.
I will grow your strength. We can succeed. And I will give you whatever you want. The power to protect your family.
Yes. That is what I want. All right. I will fix the tome and try to waterproof it somehow. I don't know. Maybe I need like a bag I can put it in, but like a waterproof bag, or like, I don't know. It just seems so fragile. And usually I'm not careless with books. I don't even dog ear them, I swear. But, you know, when you're stuck in an underground cave, like, there's not...
The book.
Right.
Become what you are destined to become.
Destined.
And my salvation.
Right. It's unfair what happened to you. I will do my best to set it right.
Thank you.
If we're going to talk like this? Is there something like, should I call you something? I've kind of like just been in my head being like, oh, the tentacly mass, but like that's hard to kind of like wrap. It's difficult.
The being I once was named Cain.
All right. Cain.
Cain of the Octen Nautiloid.
Nautiloid.
And with that,
I don't know if that's better than tentacly mess.
and as you start to say that sentence, you and reappear on the material plane, face down, with that smoke billowing off of your body. As it passes from you, it starts to dissipate, and that tingling sensation in your hands starts to die down. You are in front of the sisters right now.
Adeline?
And even though you were there for an extended conversation with Cain, it's been about 5-6 seconds in the material plane.
Oh, I'm glad you're back.
Oh. Yes. Me too. I don't know how I did that.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, it was very quick. Flashing back.
Was it?
Well, like 5 seconds is not a flash. Did you just disappear? Were you invisible?
No. Felt longer than that. But I was somewhere familiar. Somewhere I've seen in visions, at least. Dreams, I thought them. But it's real. It's all very real. I have to fix my book.
Yes, we had talked about that before.
Yes. Yes.
Well, maybe there's a place in Horboldar that I know like a guy who travels around selling stuff that's from there.
Oh?
Yeah.
Does he do arcane work?
Well, not that I know of.
Hmm.
But maybe he can point us
Right.
to the right place.
Well, if we run into this friend, then absolutely. I hope we find someone. I would like to be back to my old self. Oh, but how exciting to know that the Druidite works in a pinch. I have a splitting headache.
It's funny you should mention that.
Oh no.
As
I was
this
just
time goes past, the flickering teal glow energy that's around your iris starts to fade back to your regular blue, and the glowing, pulsing mark that is on your arm that you poured the Druidite crystals onto, or the powder, starts to fade, and it returns to the regularly discolored mark, and you take 2 points of exhaustion.
I don't feel very well.
You don't look very well.
I think that took a lot out of me, more than I realized. But a successful experiment is an exciting one.
Yes. Well, it seems as though we're out of danger. Is everyone okay to take a little rest here and then we move forward?
Sure.
I think that's a good idea. I'm worried about holding everyone back in this state, so speed.
Well, it never bothered you before, though.
What?
Never mind. I didn't mean anything by that.
What? Do I walk very slow?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I
Am
promise
I holding up the pace of the party?
I'm sorry.
My legs are shorter than most of yours. It's unfair.
But you know what? You were amazing just now. You didn't have magic, and you were magic. So it's inside you. That's pretty spectacular. That was majestic and regal and
Three more, Kaya. Three more.
Magnificent.
Yes.
And there's, you know what? If only I had a book that had words in it that all meant the same thing.
I feel something ominous coming because I've never seen Kaya at a loss for words.
That's true.
I'm trying to think of new words is the problem.
I'd like to give
Fabulous.
Kaya bardic inspiration. So, a spectral ancestor of his will help him think of some words, maybe.
His old elementary school teacher.
So a spirit apparates in front of you. Who do you think you see?
I think I see an actual emerald gemstone dragon. Like an actual dragon. Not a dragonborn, but an actual dragon.
Okay. All right. So the entire dragon does not appear in front
No.
of you.
That's serious.
Um, But and you are the only one who sees this other than Lily. But this large head appears with its scales that kind of refract light within them, like emeralds, like cut emeralds. And it appears to you and says,
Did you say she was pretty?
And she's absolutely stunning and beautiful and resplendent and grand.
Wow.
Resplendent is a good one.
Yeah, breathtaking. Breathtaking.
You're going above and beyond.
Awe-inspiring.
Can we get to 10?
One more rounded out.
It was like she was a masterful virtuoso playing her final concerto.
Kaya! So poetic.
Well, I mean, I mean it. I don't lie.
Even I'm impressed with that one.
and yes.
I'd like to wink at Kaya, but when my eye opens back up, it's turned the opposite way, or it's all white, and I have to wink a few more times to get it to come back.
And I'll like, thank you. That was really, you know what? If just think about how powerful you would be with your book.
Yes. I think about that every day.
Well,
We'll get there.
yep, we'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed.
I think that this is a good time to interject. Whether you have magical power or not, you're still all of the things that Kaya said. It doesn't define
She's
you.
right.
I don't know if I believe that, but it's very nice to hear.
Well,
I feel like if I can't offer that magic, that talent to anyone, what can I do? Brush my hair and walk slow?
Well, maybe this is fate's way of teaching you what you are without it.
Maybe.
Maybe it doesn't define you. I don't think it does. Enhance? Correct. Define? No.
Thank you, Rose. I appreciate that.
It's a lesson
But
that
I
my
feel
mother
I'm-
taught me. I mean, I've always had an affinity to divine magic. I've always done really well with it. But it was always very important for her to remind me that whether I have that or not, the person I am inside, that's what makes me special.
Your mother sounds lovely. And she must have been, to raise you. You're lovely as well, Rose. And you've made me feel very nice. I feel I am destined for something more, though.
I
But
believe it.
I'll find that path.
You know, one thing I didn't say is what you are to me and to us, I'm sure, is that you're a friend. And no matter what, we got your back.
Thank you. It pains me that I can't have yours in the way that I'd like to.
We don't need you for that.
Thank you.
Worst case scenario, you can spend some time with the sisters and learn to control somebody with predatory lending practices.
I think I would be better at that than the bow.
All right.
But your first shot with the bow was successful, though.
Yes, and that was the only one.
The trick is, Adeline, that every time you do something for them, they owe you something. And you keep track of it in your journal. And then I'll show a page in my journal. At the top, it says, Losteroth debt. And there are, I think, 4 now listed.
Wow.
And then I'll lean in a little bit and you hear my back crackle. You'll never get rid of the debt.
That's how they get you.
It keeps compounding.
Well, I find that very interesting.
Interest, nice. Let's see what you did there.
I
Sorry,
feel
that
like
was
in
my
death, I feel
Eyebrow
like in death
jokes.
she would still summon me and remind me of my debts. No.
It's important to keep them aware.
The dark arts of the interest cycle.
I want a multi-class banker.
You don't have the required minimum intelligence. Sorry, man.
Oh.
Somehow I feel like every D&D game comes back to capitalism as the big bad. You know?
So, are you guys planning on taking a short rest? Was that the intent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. If you want to spend hit dice, then feel free to.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't do anything for exhaustion, right?
No.
No.
Sorry.
And so, while everyone is taking care of their hit points, what is the plan from here? You are, I guess, back where the sisters were on that side of the bridge, as that's where Adeline landed.
All right. Whew, that was a good little nap.
Have a quick hour, put your hat down over your eyes,
Yep.
post up against a tree.
I learned when I was, tending to the cattle in the field. We'd be out, ranging, in a pasture and eating, so they could graze on some pasture grass. And you gotta take a chance. You gotta be able to fall asleep really quick and pretty much anywhere. Luckily, I had a good dog that could watch, the cattle while I take a quick snooze. And I got to where, I could take a snooze over like 15 minutes and be like fully rested. And I could just fall asleep anywhere. Sometimes in my saddle, or sometimes under a little shade tree, or sometimes under a little ledge of a rock overhang.
Adeline's just gonna put her arms like around Kaya's shoulder and kind of like push him towards the way we need to go walking, so that it's a walk and talk. We're like moving in the direction we're going.
We've all like packed up and started walking.
Yeah,
away.
we're
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, let's go. Let's go. What are y'all waiting on?
So you guys can slowly make your way across the bridge, taking your time step by step, having seen it swinging wildly in the last combat. You do make it to the other side, where there is a similar ledge top that has a slope down one side, down to the ground, the other side of the Great Quench. So you head down there, and as you travel away from the river again, the ground becomes more like dirt. Further away from the water, you get the. Well, it depends. I'm sorry. I shouldn't speak for you. Do you plan to follow the river up to Horboldar, or?
Yes.
Seems like a good idea.
I think we need to head to Horboldar to go, find someone who can fix your book.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I think I should have a package waiting on me. I wrote a letter.
Oh, okay.
DM remembers. Okay, so you can walk along the riverside to kind of follow your way up to Horboldar. As Kaya, you would know that part of it splinters off, and a smaller river, not the main river, actually falls through Horboldar itself. Someone go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
I'll do it. Okay, you do it.
13.
13. Okay. Great. Taking the river to your destination actually works in your favor, and this last little leg of the journey, with you being smart enough to follow the river, only takes you a couple of hours from your current position. Is there anything that you'd like to do or talk about along the way, or are we beelining?
I will remind everybody that I lifted a demonic, fully armored gnoll and threw them off the bridge. Because I shall regale the dwarves with that tale when we reach Horboldar.
Does that mean, do you think you could give me a piggyback ride? She says from like 30 feet behind everyone else. I'm moving very slowly. And my legs are very tired.
You know what? Yeah, I'll give her a piggyback ride. I think Adeline's gone through very much. She's lost a book. And yeah.
Uppies.
Puppies!
Fantastic. Yeah. For the sake of narrative, how are you carrying Adeline?
Well, piggyback ride. She gets a big whiff of dwarven fire brandy, though. And she, yeah.
I like
It's
how
a
all the
smell
girls,
of
like, immediately-
being on the road for coming out of salt water, and then drying, and then dwarven fire brandy mixed with sweat and leather underneath my scale armor that hasn't been properly cleaned yet. We haven't been in a city for a while, or an actual city. So
I'm rethinking this. Oh, but I'm so sleepy.
Get lost in path.
That should be that was such a pungent description. You need to release like a Lost candle or something.
Ooh.
To get onto Valahud with their candles.
Huh?
Yeah, we'll send them the description.
We'll talk about that later. Okay.
nobody has prestidigitation.
Not anymore.
If only.
If only.
Cursing the sodden book. Awesome. Okay, so eventually you guys can see off in the distance a very tall looking city that basically is worked into the mountainside, and this kind of aesthetic rings a bell from cities that have been built into rock that you've previously gone to. Hunger's Edge.
Yes.
Okay. I can see a couple of like so off in the distance, this very, very tall, multiple walled city, but not multiple walled in terms of like Vargaden with its concentric circles. This one is layered. As you watch, the river has been the ground has been carved into what kind of looks like tiers of a cake, right? Where it kind of steps up, and so there's greenery on either side closest to the river, which then dies off the further away it gets. But you can see that this river is kind of like the lifeblood of Horboldar. The stones are ginormous and like sandstone color, and they are perfectly like right angled. Everything is exactly the same size, everything uniform, everything perfect. And what you see over the waterfall as it pulls up its way to basically what is almost like a stone portcullis of these columns and pillars, where the water rushes out down the sort of the steps, is huge statues of who is proficient in history or religion?
History?
I mean, I'm at least
Religion.
half proficient in both.
Religion.
Okay,
I'm
those
proficient in religion.
that are proficient in either of those can give me a check.
I got an 18 for history.
Ooh.
22.
23. Religion.
12.
$17?
Hey, there you go. Okay, so what all four of you realize, and Kaya as well. Kaya, you know this because of your dealings with a couple of dwarves. These are statues of Moradin, the dwarven god, the creator of all dwarves, and master of the forge. And these are two huge statues of Moradin that are clasping what look like mauls, but they also resemble like a forge hammer. And these are facing each other and crossing their hammers over the river as it goes up these steps. Another tentacle. So, as you face this city, there are steps that go up either side of the river, up to the base wall of it. So, is there anything you'd like to do before heading towards Horboldar?
I turn to Adeline and I go, "You owe me," as I start to walk up the steps with her on my back.
This is so good. She's like dangling her feet.
You know, I didn't even offer Loss to carry your jug for you. You know, I could have helped you out. But we're
Nobody
here now,
touches
so
the
never
jug.
mind.
So, getting closer to it, now looking up, you can see that this is almost like it's like a very regimented fairy tale castle. There are turrets with large spires on either side. It looks beautiful, but there's also like an order to it. You begin climbing up the many stairs. In fact, as you're carrying Adeline, go ahead and just give me an athletics check.
Okay. I rolled a 1, but I have a +8. So 9.
It's gonna take a minute, and your quads are on fire, but only for the first like 4 staircases, because after that you just can't feel them anymore.
I just look over and I go, "Woman, how much do you weigh?"
It's mostly book, okay?
Okay.
Book weight.
It's because it's so waterlogged.
It's leaving a trail of waters.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But making it up after flight, after flight, after flight, you make it to the base of the statue. On the one side, obviously. Walking between its 2 feet, you see there is a small door up ahead. What would you like to do?
I'll get down.
A door.
You'll get down. Oh, I was like, I said small door. It's not that small.
No, I'm just
Get down, you girl.
All right, Alice. Okay, so you get down off Lost Earth.
It's so pristine here. Is anybody else fighting the urge to carve some penises on the wall or something?
You know, we should probably be more respectful.
I don't think I've ever had that urge. Is this one of those cities? You know, I was about to ask if this was one of those cities where they don't allow magic, but you know what? What's the point? Knock, knock, knock.
Knock.
Yeah, I'll knock on the door.
Oh, you're knocking the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was some weird, like,
Non-magical.
I don't know.
thing.
Everyone look away. This is for Brent.
After your joke. I don't know. Maybe it's your fuzzy bear waka waka. I don't know. Anyway. Knocka knocka. So you knock on the door.
Doesn't matter what it is. You give a door to D&D players and we lose it.
Get stupid.
It derails the entire campaign.
Knock on the door. A shutter slides open. For you, Adeline, it's probably in line with your like solar plexus.
Hello.
And you see these 2 eyes pressed against it.
Hello.
I don't think I know you.
No, you wouldn't. Me and my friends were traveling through. We were hoping to stay an evening at an inn. Potentially see some arcane bookkeeper expert on that. Do you have one of those? It's not as relevant as we're here to stay the night.
Excuse me.
Oh, are you? Oh,
My name is Kaya Arrakis. I'm from South Sola. Just out in the Fabulous Plains. I've been here once before.
I don't think I know you.
But I mean, I know a guy named Priest.
Priest. Oh, are you here for the markets?
Well, yeah, he's kind of he got tools for my family, my village, and delivered them, and we traded with him, and I've been up here once, to pick up some stuff, and so I mean I've been here before.
So
I don't know you, but I mean I know somebody.
I push Kaya aside and go, yes, we're here for the market.
Thank you. And then the door's opened. It is a full. It's not like 7-foot doorway. This is kind of like 5.5 foot. So it's like a bend down from a couple of you
Not me.
to
I'm
get
good.
through the door. As you walk through, he says, if you were coming to the markets, you should have just gone the slope all the way around the outside. Did you come all the way up the steps?
Well, we came from that direction.
Yes, we took in the scenery, the fantastic architecture. Yes, we came up the steps.
Well, yes, it's fantastic. Pretty stupid way to go, but fantastic architecture along the way.
Is there a sign? How would we have known to go the other way?
Well, if you knew you were coming for the markets, I thought you'd know the way to the markets.
No one told us.
Well, what are we meant to put someone down there telling everyone?
If you put a sign, markets this way,
Oh,
rather than insulting us on the way we chose to go.
wasn't insulting. I was being factual.
You said we were stupid.
No, I said it was a stupid way.
That's fair.
Anyway, welcome to Horboldar. The moving marketplace is right along this passageway. If you follow that out, you will be in the open air.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Enjoy the markets. Bye.
Kaya, you didn't get his name.
I got pushed out of the way.
Yeah, but lost, but that doesn't really... It's not the same.
I think people want me to shut up sometimes, and so I just kind of do. But
Which way is the markets there?
I think he was saying to go down
We'll
this way.
follow the way he pointed.
So as you look, there is a paved stone sort of alleyway. Basically, it's not particularly long, maybe 50 feet, before you can see like the light at the end of the tunnel up ahead. And as you get closer, a lot of the noise starts to echo through the tunnel. It is loud and it sounds jostly. There's a lot of activity going on. What is the marching order? Who is leading the way?
I'll go for
I
it.
think Adeline's close behind, trying to see anyone who looks like they deal in magic goods or books specifically. Anything like that.
Okay. So, Rose, as you are leading the pack, you see this first. You walk out, and initially that light hits you again, and after being in the somewhat dark, it's kind of like blinding before everything starts to settle down and you start taking in. There are carts everywhere, led by yoke goats all around. So there is just the trundling of wooden wagon wheels across the stone floor, the occasional of the yoke goats, these giant goats pulling the carts around. You're welcome. And just people yelling at each other, bartering about prices and things from off the side of their cart. They're holding on and yelling at each other and selling things, and you can hear like the jingling of coins and bags. And it is a ruckus going on. What would you like to do?
I want to see if there looks to be like any, like Adeline said, any kind of arcane dealer, or even a jewelry store.
Okay. Yeah, make a perception check. As the rest of you, I imagine that you step out of the alleyway and everyone else starts to filter through. You start seeing everything.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out for priests.
Okay. You can make a perception check for that.
23.
23. And you're looking for magic or jewelry?
Specifically gemstones.
Okay.
21. 21.
21. Okay. Okay, so Rose, you don't immediately see anything that looks magical, although with all of the hustle and bustle of this area, it's going to be really hard to kind of pick out who's dealing in magical items, given that a lot of them kind of just look like regular things until you get up a little closer and inspect them. As far as gemstones, there's nothing immediately in this vicinity, but that's not to say that there might be someone further in to the moving markets. And this place, like the after we've been here for a couple of minutes, basically like everything will move and then it will stop for a few moments, and then the shouting and bartering and things continues, and then after a couple of moments you hear a bell, and everyone just, all the carts just start moving at the same time again, all in different directions, like almost like one of those schools of fish that all travel around together, that seem to be moving in absolute chaos, but they're all moving together without knocking into one another.
Ooh, they meant a literal moving market.
Yes, it seems that way. So we can either post up somewhere and let things come to us, or go looking.
Are they moving away from us?
Do new ones
Well, they
come
also
in?
travel out. They also travel outside to different communities. You know, especially like the remote ones, like where I'm from. We would get people come, you know. Well, we had one guy come usually, and we didn't have a need for a lot of this stuff. We just needed like tools and, you know, farming implements and, you know, stuff like that. Tack for our horse.
I'm just gonna grab the nearest dwarf I see, nearest merchant, and I'm just gonna, you know, grab her on the shoulder and say,
Gently.
yell on the shoulder, and I'll just say, we are looking for a purveyor of magic goods.
He looks at you and goes, okay, are you buying apples?
I'll buy an apple.
You'll buy an apple. Brilliant. 2 copper, I'll give you a bag.
What kind of apples?
Come on. I gotta go. Listen.
Where are you going?
Sure. Can you answer his question? And I'll hand him 2 copper.
He like wraps up a brown sort of paper bag, twists it off and throws it to you. I don't think I got a question.
Yes, he asked you where someone who sells magic items and arcane methods.
Oh, see, it wasn't about apples, so I didn't give a fuck. And he climbs up his cart and hangs off the side and kind of boosts himself up to kind of give himself a little bit of a lay of the land, like you've seen a lot of the other cart drivers do. And he looks around and comes back down. I don't see anyone with magic, although it's not really the thing in the markets.
Oh, well, is there
What
a shop?
about books?
Is there a
Librarian.
district?
These questions aren't about apples.
I was
You're
gonna
right,
ask if
you
there
are
was a
right.
shop in the area for such things.
Shop. I suppose you can go further in, past the markets into the city
Thank
if you
you.
really want. Do you want apples?
I bought apples.
Not you. Anyone else? You want apples? Apples?
She got a full bag, so I think we're okay.
You can't have
I'm
more. Can't have too many apples.
That is true. They're very good for you. And these apples
You're
are
a
much
tough salesman.
cheaper.
I'll take an apple.
Bag of apples. Brilliant. It's
These-
5 copper.
Oh,
You
okay.
just did two.
I'm scared of this man. Someone.
No.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. Oh,
What have you done, Adeline?
is this haggling?
He goes, right. Jumps up onto the cart, and they all start moving around again and shuffling in front of you.
I've heard haggling is something the Pauls do. I'm sorry, she went.
Oh my god!
That ain't good. That ain't good. Something the
We're gonna have to edit that one out in post.
Ashley loves haggling. I need to get that out there.
Well, maybe
that
we
note.
should continue on into the city and
To
see
the
if we
city.
could find a shop and an inn.
Oh, yes, the nicest inn in town.
Are you paying?
I will be.
All right.
Wait, you said you had something to pick up here in...
Yes, I had it addressed to whatever the nicest inn is. I don't know Horboldar. I didn't know what to ask.
I understand now.
So I suppose we should find that out.
Wow, that
And-
could be a very... That seems like anybody's answer could be very subjective or relative to that person, depending on their favorite inn in the town.
I think I would know if it would fit his taste.
Oh,
We'll find out. I don't want to take us away from the market though. If we're having a good time, I just bought 5 apples and I feel exhilarated.
me too.
You do know you're going to have to carry those, Adeline. Just...
Here, I'll carry one of them for you right now.
You mean Lost
Okay.
is gonna have to carry
Thank you.
those when he carries?
Does someone else want to carry one? Anybody else?
That's a good apple. Very sweet.
He ate it.
Oh, I'm carrying it in my stomach for you.
Really, I was in it for the thrill of the buy, you know? He was just so persuasive. I don't even like apples. I'm more of a citrus girl.
Bananas are good too.
Ugh, hate a banana.
Right.
So,
Well,
it's character.
I'm gonna start walking
Conversation.
towards the city
is exhilarating. However,
to look for the nicest inn.
yes,
Oh, right. Yes.
when Lost is keeping us
The
on
nicest
track.
So initially, all you see are carts. Like you can see, like further up, as the city kind of scales into the mountain. You can see like the steps of the city, but immediately you just see a maze of carts in front of you in the moving market. And so every so often when they stop moving, you can start moving in between them and things, and then you hear the doom, and they all start shifting again around you. And so it's kind of disorienting, right? That because they stop in a different spot. It's not like they're moving into parking spaces. It's like everything shifts around. And so, Kaya, give me a survival check. You're pretty good with directions. I'll say with advantage here as well.
Okay. So I rolled the same thing twice. I rolled natural 19 for 26.
All right. Yeah, so like quickly ducking in between the carts, sometimes you guys are being pulled to the left, and then other times you're pulled to the right, and sometimes you seem to be going backwards, but you're being pulled around the other side to get around these other carts and things, and you're moving forward slowly as the markets move around you. Who's in the back?
I feel like I am, and I feel like I've definitely bought one of those bracelets with my name written on a piece of rice by now.
just arms full of just knickknacks.
This is so fun!
The market's come to you. Give me a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a natural 20 for 24.
What is an item? Just a mundane item that you have on your person?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Glad this wasn't me. Well, not that they would want any of my items.
Well, I have that conch shell. Which is deep in the recesses in a lockbox in my bag.
So wouldn't be able to get that.
Would never get that. I don't let go. I do have for part of my nobility background, I have a family ring, like in my bag, like a signet ring.
So, this is something that you keep kind of on yourself. I imagine in a pocket on your vest.
Mm.
And so you feel a shift in that pocket, and instinctually you slap your arm down. Oh, was that with disadvantage?
You exhaustion.
Ooh.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. I totally forgot. I'm friggin' exhausted. Okay, so perception number 2 is gonna be another 13.
13. You are lucky. I rolled a natural 1. The outcome is the same. You feel the shift from that ring in that pocket. That's the only thing you keep in that pocket. And so you slap your hand down and you feel this tiny, bony, scaly hand which quickly retracts. And as you turn around, you just see a small red tail disappearing between the carts.
Kobold.
A small, scaly child just tried to steal a ring from my vest pocket.
What?
That's a statement on a normal day, Adeline. What do you mean, a small, scaly child?
Well, it was red and small, and it had a tail, and it skittered off that way. I didn't get a good look at it, the little wretch.
Maybe it's a kobold.
They take anything?
No, they tried to take this. My family's. I have like this ring. I don't like to wear it because it's so ostentatious, and it's just like. Did we
Scaly
have to
red,
have?
like a kobold? Scaly red?
I suppose it could have been. It was small, whatever it was.
Perhaps Lord Kobold has some influence here.
Lord
King Kobold.
Oh, right. Kaya. You said you were king of the kobolds. I thought that was a joke.
No, he is literally king of the kobold.
And now
I
he has
mean,
something to say.
it was an accident, really.
You accidentally became the ruler of it.
Not really a ruler. I mean, they just look up to me, sort of. It's a very
because
it's a
of
very tenuous
gerrymandering and things
relationship.
like
I
that.
think.
Yeah.
I think if I was actually there on an active basis, I would probably have screwed it up by now. So I think my absence is probably the only thing keeping me in that position. I have like a committee ruling in my stead.
Hmm. Kaya is all about small government, I see.
Kaya, you're good at maps and locations and things, right?
Yeah, pretty good, yeah.
You just on a whim's sake, if we would have taken the most direct route to this direction, how much would we have cut out of our travel time, do you think?
You mean if we would have gone straight from Elderwich to the Institute of the Arcane from there?
More or less. I mean,
well, depending on how long it took us, through the mountains, to cross the mountains in the middle of the continent, probably like a third of the time.
I'm gonna take a quick glance around to see if I notice any kobolds peeking out or like watching us or any little thieves or whatnot.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Yeah.
And of course, that just takes that doesn't take into account like our stay
14.
in Vargaden and our extended stays in various places. That's just travel time.
Was that 15?
Barn.
Is that
14.
14? Just out the corner of your eye, you see a little snoot sticking out from behind one of the wagon wheels, looking around before pulling back in.
I nudge Kaya. Hey,
Yeah.
your little grubby followers are here. Make an
Okay,
announcement.
bro.
Announce yourself.
No, look,
I
I'm not a king of all kobolds. It's just that one group that lives in the sewer
Serious?
underneath
I'll come get him.
Elderwich, underneath
Word
the
spread.
shade.
Word spread. You're a dragon. You're a dragon man. Come on, just
No,
announce yourself.
No, it's not.
Uh.
They would look at me like I was crazy, and probably it would go over bad.
Unless, Kaya, follow with me. Those same kobolds were working with Mr. Darcy. And Mr. Darcy sells trinkets and potions and things, and we're in a market district.
Yeah, we're also a long way off from the Shade Run, though.
But he does travel.
I mean, that's true, but I'm not. What? This doesn't gain us anything. You know,
What
there's
if
only
Mr. Darcy
downside.
can fix her book?
Oh, that's a great thing to gain.
Well, you know what? You know, Darcy's good at potions. I don't know that I would trust him with such
He
an
might
important
know
book.
You might know
someone
someone who could
doesn't.
enchant the book for her.
And Kaya, he could Kaya, king of the Kobolds. He
my
might know something.
Dong! All the carts start shifting around you in different directions.
Look, let's just head into like the nicer district in the city, and maybe like the scholarly district, or if they have one. I didn't ever make it that far, but I'm sure there is one. Look at this place. There's got to be.
I'm just gonna announce to the group. I'm gonna say, guys, let's go into the city and see if anybody wants an audience with the king of the kobolds.
The king of the Kobolds?
Yes, the king of the kobolds, who is traveling with us.
The Muffin Man.
God.
Kai, give me a perception check.
14.
14. With this shifting of the carts, you notice a couple of wagons down a dwarf that you recognize.
Yes. All right, guys, follow me. And I walk down there to the cart, and I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, Mr. Priest.
Who's asking?
I'm Kaya. I'm Kaya Rakus. I'm from South Sola. You used to come to our village when I was younger, and well, yeah, when a few years ago when I last lived there, I think you'd visited."
Fucking hell, Kaya?
How are you doing?
Well, I'm still short. You're fucking massive now.
Well, I mean, yeah, I went away, before I grew up, and learned a few things here and there. Now I'm with this group here traveling, and and we're kind of back in the area, and we thought we'd stop in here, and we're kind of looking for some help on a couple of things, and I knew you might be here with the moving markets and whatnot, and so I thought I'd try to find you and say hi, and see how you were doing, and then maybe you could point us in the right direction.
Absolutely, if I can help. Hold on. Quick, grab on.
And he
Yeah, hop on.
jumps up and grabs onto the side of the cart and just pulls on some reins, which the yoke goats start moving around. Go ahead and give me athletics or acrobatics checks, everyone. Some people with disadvantage.
Oh.
Hey, everyone look away this for Jay.
That bird's flying around a lot tonight.
19.
With my 18, can I just assist
Yeah,
Adeline
I
to
was
just?
I got a 16. Okay.
Oh,
All right, yeah, 16's enough. You use every bit of effort that you have in you to just jump and grab onto the back of this cart as it starts moving. Everyone manages. What did everyone else get?
I would like to add a d6 with my knowledge from a past life because I'm scared I might get on otherwise.
We don't want any
Okay.
crunchy bones.
I rolled a 6 on my d6, so I got a 16 total.
16. As you start to jump for the cart, all of a sudden your vision goes black. And your eyes open once more, blurry, taking in light. Everything starting to settle, starting to come into focus. And you look around and you are in the library. You look around and there are books open around you as you sat there, realizing that you probably fell asleep again. You look down at your hands and they're small, young, maybe 5, 6 years old. You get up and start to crest around the side of the bookcase that you fell asleep against. And you look towards what you now recognize to be your father's desk. But he's yelling. Doesn't often yell. It's off-putting. And it's louder and angrier. And you instinctively just plug your ears with your fingers. Now the sound is muffled. Something about sickness. Something about... Roll a perception check.
Now I rolled good. That's it's gonna be a 26 total.
26. The volume that your father is using in anger cuts through even the muffled sound, and you're able to still hear some of these words that are coming out of him. Something about sickness. Something about fate. Something about tampering. And as it gets louder and louder, your little emotions well up and you feel tears trickling down your cheeks. And you yell, "Daddy!" And you come to, as you are grabbing onto the back of the cart. You made it. And that's where we're going to take our quick 10-minute break.
Dang.
Yes, please stick around. Thank you, everyone, for being here and being awesome. We do have a giveaway running, so exclamation point giveaway in the chat to enter into that. You do have to be here on stream when we call it. You do have to be in the US because postage costs. But yes, please stick around. We will be right back in 10 minutes. Thanks, guys. Hello, and welcome back. I was ready that time. Before we get into the game, we had a giveaway running for a care package from our friends at Griffin Co. So I think before we jump back in, now is a good time to call that winner. Any last minute entries can throw exclamation point giveaway in the chat within the next couple of seconds. And then we will roll the
Exclamation giveaway.
Sorry, did you want me to do it now? Are we gonna do it?
Griffin Cole.
Are we doing it?
Yeah.
Okie doke, here we go. Paladin
Paladin
Society.
Society.
Paladin Society.
Claim it to
Are you
win.
here?
So
You have
say
to be here.
something.
Are you here?
Answer. Answer. Oh.
There's lots of congratulations. There's no claiming.
Paladin Society.
Paladin Society, your table is now ready. Please make your way to the front.
Don't see them in the chat.
Okay,
Yeah.
weird.
Oh no!
Guess they left.
Rolling again.
Bye, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and do it again. Roll it. 3, 2, 1. Deadline.
The deadline.
Yeah.
I saw the deadline.
He
Surely
just
you
congratulated
said
Paladin.
congrats. Surely you're still here.
Yay! Wow.
Yay!
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. So jump into the Discord using the link that we just threw up there, and message me, Swole Initiative. You can find me in there. I'm in there.
Wow.
You can message me, and just message me the words care package, and I will know what you mean by that, and then I'll get some details from you and get it out for you. Congratulations, though. Woo! You're frowning, Betty. Why are you frowning?
Because everything just went weird on stream. Diane went to...
Oh, I'm Kaya now.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
I'm back.
it goes back. It fixes when he turned his camera off.
It's the moving markets.
Yeah.
Everyone's moving.
So that ties us back in.
Ties us back into the story where we commence having just grabbed onto Priest's cart as the markets start to move around again, coming to a short, sharp stop. Priest says,
All right, we should be right for a few minutes. So, what can I help you with?
Well, my friend here, she is, her name is Adeline, by the way. And these are all my friends. These are all my really good friends that I've met. And, I grew up with, one of them after I left town. But this is Adeline. This is Rose. This is Lily. And this is Losteroth. And this is my really good friend and probably my best friend in the whole world, Roz, or Rhapsody.
Which would you prefer?
Oh, completely up to you.
Roz works. I've already forgotten the other one.
Yeah. So anyway,
hold on 1 second.
No, we're not selling right now. Come back later.
So anyway, Adeline, she has this book, and it was a magic book that helped her with her magical abilities. She's pretty, she's got cool little abilities like that, or she usually does. But her book got wet, and it messed it up, and it kind of ruined the magic of it. So we need to find maybe an arcane purveyor of arcane goods, or someone who is in the enchanting business, think that people that would know about that, maybe that could help us out with, repairing the book.
Do we mean like a literal magic book? Or is this like the magic was ruined because you can't finish the story?
No. A literal
Magic
like
is actually in
arcane, like
story. The
yeah,
word
arcane.
running, you can't finish the book.
Right,
What?
like the magic was in the book all along, literally.
Yeah, like arcane magic. I think that's
Oh!
right.
Okay. Fucking hell. Well, nothing around here. Probably further into Horboldar, there's. I mean, you could try and get an audience with the page master, but that's gonna be difficult.
The page who? What does he do? They do.
The page master he's in charge of the archives.
Interesting.
Deals with books a lot. But he's on the council.
They
Yeah.
call theirs the page master instead of the lore master.
He's on the
No,
council.
those are just the guards.
Right. The law master.
Right.
Right, so
Page master is the guy that sits on the council who's in charge of the archives.
and the archives are located further into the city.
Like raises a hand and like points up further and further into the city where like the main sort of castle area is.
Right.
Up there.
Is there a lift
Yes.
up to the top?
Yes. They called you fucking legs.
Do even dignitaries walk the steps up? There's no lift?
Yes.
Wow.
Calves in this town must be insane.
Have you seen dwarven legs?
And he like hikes up his pants, and his calves are like rocks.
Yeah,
never
but I
seen
could
that
take
much
3 steps to every
definition.
one that you take.
Puts his pant leg back down.
Okay. Well,
Well, how have you been, Priest? Have you been traveling much, or have you made any long treks recently?
Not that many since what happened.
Yeah,
Joey.
yeah.
What happened?
happened?
That's whenever our village got
Oh.
you know.
Does your
Well-
village not exist anymore?
No, it's still there. They're still there. They they recovered for the most part. I mean, we lost some people, and they kind of consolidated households and farms, things like that. But we were always like a village community that we didn't have like individual ownership. We was just like everyone had their assigned duties, and mine and my family was assigned to the farm, and we took care of the animals, and someone else took care of the crops, and we all worked together, and so we just kind of rearranged duties, and we eventually recovered. I'm sure it's grown since I left. I hope maybe there's some new additions, but yeah.
I do make it out every now and then to see your dad.
Mm-hmm. Well, he when he told me he was going to retire, and he said he was going to sit on the council of elders, and so he encouraged me to go, and they arranged for me to travel to Udan, and I joined. I know this is gonna sound like cliche and stuff, but I joined a monk monastery and I learned how to meditate, and I learned how to control, and gain inner peace and hit things and block things when they're trying to hit me, and so it was a really good thing for me, and that's where I met Roz, and we grew up the last few years of our childhood together, and we were teens, we're not that old now, but and now we made it back over here, and we went to Elderwich, and
I whispered to Adeline.
gardening.
Your book is gonna dry before he's done.
Well, anyway, we're here, and
I fell asleep while I was standing.
so, but thank you. You were always a good friend to the village, and my father and me.
So, priest, what do you sell?
Priests.
Priests.
Note. Just priests.
Priests.
But I sell different metal tools and what have you. I take a lot of farming equipment over to Sarsola, thank you. Just because they don't really have access to forges and things, and I get them from a good price up from heavy metal smithing up in the city.
Okay.
Do you need something?
I was looking for gemstones.
Metal tools, no.
You want a rake?
No.
Am I a rake? Why, yes, I am.
Would you like a rake?
No, do I need a rake? No.
A hoe?
Do
I need a hoe?
Hoe?
Do the twins?
Go with your rake. I can sell them as a package.
Rake and a hoe, no.
No? Okay.
Do the twins sell like martial equipment, like armor and weapons, in addition to the gear that they they manufacture for tools and stuff? Do they also do armor and whatnot?
Yeah, that's how they make their money. They just sell me this cheap shit. I mean, wonderful tools.
Well, it is wonderful. It's good quality. It's not like, if it was expensive, we obviously couldn't have afforded it. I mean, it has to be affordable to be useful.
That's true. Yes, but they sell all sorts of weaponry and armor and what have you. You should go by there. Tell them you know me.
We can stop by there on our way, or maybe after we see the page master.
Page master, yes. Yes, onwards to the page master.
Do you have any advice on how we might be able to get in to see the page master?
Nope.
We'll let them know that there's a dignitary here, the king of the kobolds.
Nope.
No.
Yes.
Is he taking the piss out of you?
Yeah, he's teasing. I mean, it was a thing. It happened.
No,
He is the
And-
king of the kobold.
No, I'm not.
He is the king of the kobolds.
We got into a big rumble with a kobold tribe under the Shade Run in Elderwich, and we were able to defeat them. One of them took some potions, and he became the Swole and got huge, giant, twice my size, and strong. But anyway, we defeated them, and we convinced them to be good, and they declared me their God King or something like that. But it's only just that one little group in underneath the sewers in Elderwich, and that's it. It's not a bunch
Nope.
everywhere.
He's the king of the kobolds.
No.
He leans over from like his platform on the side of his cart, and he puts his like burly hands on either of your shoulders. He leans in and he says, Kaya, I love you to bits. I've known you since you were but a boy. But dear gods, when you start talking, I just go to my happy place.
I get that. I understand. These guys tell me.
Doesn't mean I don't love you, because I do. But
Well,
after about 30 seconds, I switch off.
I don't blame you. That's about all I'm good for in terms of quality content.
Just short form content.
He says, well, do you need something from me directly?
No, it was just, it was good to see you. And I don't know if I'll make it, out to Salsola anytime soon, but the next time you're out there, tell my father that I'm doing good. Tell him that I've made some friends, some really good friends who are like family, and that I'm doing good.
Do guys, are you staying overnight? I assume so, if you're going to try and figure out a way to meet the page master.
We are.
Yeah, I think we're
What do
going
you
to have
think the
to.
nicest inn in town is?
The nicest inn.
Yes.
That's going to be the Full Tankard.
Full tankard. All right.
Much further into the city. Or if you want just somewhere to stop for cheap, then you might want to try the Soggy Beard Tavern.
Ooh, enticing. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
What was the first one again?
Full
The full
Tankard!
tankard.
Full tankard. Full tankard. Full tankard.
Ding! And he jumps back onto his cart.
Well, if you don't need me, I need to be moving.
Have a good one. Have a good day.
And he sort of trundles off and disappears as carts just move in front.
Why exactly do they move around so much? I feel like it would be hard to track any specific cart down.
I think it's a sales tactic. It keeps people,
It really caters to my like impulsive buying, and
Yeah.
You've got to
it
buy
is
it
a
now.
system, and it
It's
is
been-
working.
It's been like that. I think it was always probably been like that before these guys were, selling.
I start walking.
I guess we're heading out. We probably ought to move out of here anyway before we get run over.
If you're just walking out, give me a survival check.
Oh.
Nope, lost.
Oh.
My second one of the day. So that's a 3.
Fantastic. So you watch
I'm
as
such a rush. I don't pay attention.
so Lost just walks off into the crowd of carts as they're still moving. I would say with especially with the sister's perception and your knowledge of this area, you're probably able to kind of keep up with him, maybe like one cart behind, like ducking around and things. He's not going in the right direction. Lost, give me a perception check.
Lost is lost? Okay, yeah. 7. I'm rolling badly today. That's a 3 I rolled. God.
7. Fantastic. You're walking through and you're just seeing like all of these market carts everywhere and yoke goats and things, and you're ducking in between. You're just frustrated and trying to move forward, and you see right in front of you a it's weird. It's like a box like a small crate,
Okay.
and it's propped up by a stick. And underneath the box, as it's propped up, is a small piece of cheese.
This has gotta be a stupid kobold trap. I get right next to the trap, and I rub my hands together, and I prepare and I try to snatch the cheese out of the trap, out of the stupid kobold trap, before it closes on me.
Roll I guess a sleight of hand, this one.
Sleight of hand? Okay,
Yeah.
let's see here. 12.
It was how much?
12.
12.
12. Yeah.
So you put your hand in, you manage to snatch the cheese away as the small bit of string that you hadn't noticed initially attached to the twig is pulled away, and you manage to just whip your hand out as it closes. It sort of slams shut on nothing. You have an old piece of cheese in your hand, which is kind of going like white on the edges, and it's kind of like crusty, like there's not much soft cheese left. And you just hear "Fuck!"
I hold the cheese up. I'm like, look here, you stupid little grubby kobold. Your king is a few minutes behind me. Show yourself.
And he watches two kobolds come out from behind the wheels of this cart, come out and look up, and they're wearing small bow ties and little vests.
Totally Mr. Darcy's doing.
And they look at you and kind of... Huh? And then
Don't you know who I am? I'm the captain of the guard.
Over your shoulder,
King
the rest of the
Kobold's
group
captain.
starts to catch up,
Uh-huh.
and their eyes go wide as they see Kaya walking through. They fall to their knees with their hands in front of them.
Oh my god, it wasn't a joke.
I told you it's real, but I didn't think they would be this far south.
Kaya, these are probably.
I lean down to one of the
shared with
kobolds
Mr. Darcy.
and I say, I tell the kobold, you need to fashion him a crown, or he will not accept this title. Fashion him a crown.
No, I don't need a crown. I'm trying to blend in. Stand up.
I
stand
whispered
up.
that, Kaya. I whispered it.
I'm right behind you.
They stand up, but they don't remove their hands, so they like stand up with their arms like straight up in the air.
Okay, put your arms down. Relax. Are you here with Mr. Darcy?
I don't know if kobolds know how to relax.
Well, think of the mission. Think of the mission. Are you here to assist Mr. Darcy?
And with that, you hear a booming voice from atop the cart. Did someone call?
Mr. Darcy.
As you see a familiar half-orc, dashing half-orc, now dressed in beautiful
sort of leather red jacket, beautiful feathered hat, and he stands before you, a couple of potions in his belt. He says, "Well, it has been a long time. What can I do for you?"
It's good to see you. It appears that the arrangement that we set up before we left town is doing well for you.
Yes, you know what? The little shits were somewhat hard to break in, but eventually, we did away with the loincloths and things and got them some nice garments to wear, and, I forgot their names, so I gave them new ones. Well, one didn't make it. Rest his soul. But the two that remain, this is Montague and this is a Bentsworth.
Montague and
the
Bentsworth.
Kobolds.
Montague and Bentsworth.
You're Mr. Darcy. I've heard a lot about you from my friends here. I'm Adeline. I don't think we've had the pleasure of meeting before.
That doesn't surprise me that you've heard all about my wily ways. And he holds out his hand to you.
I think you're
Stop
supposed to.
That's weird. You're making it awkward. What are you doing? Away.
Anyhow, Adeline
Yes.
has a problem. She has...
With her wrist.
She's very weak. Don't draw attention to it. She's very weak, and it's bothering her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's used to have a book. Well, she has a book, some kind of tome, and it was magical, and it gave her power, and it got wet, and now it doesn't do that anymore.
We need to get it repaired.
Case of the soggy books. I see.
Yes.
Yes, that classic conundrum, the old soggy book trick. So, do you have experience in these kind of dealings, an arcane mastery?
I, Jarek Darcy. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I run a cart and I sell magical potions.
I knew you could do it. I've been saying that for weeks. Days.
I don't know if a potion won't that just make it more wet.
Yes.
I don't think he meant to use a potion.
Right.
Right.
But I do deal with magic on a regular basis.
I mean, he had that rod that healed us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And
Would you like to touch my rod?
yes.
I actually
No.
would. I'm not
Yes,
healed all
I'm
the
not
way.
feeling so great.
He brings out his staff.
Listen, every girl wants to touch Mr. Darcy's rod. I'm just gonna say it.
If we all crowd in together, you can all get a hand on it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No. No.
I'm doing all right.
This is bringing back.
I
our
was
past
scoot on in.
Refresh memory.
Nope.
I need something stronger in my coffee.
From the last time we touched the rod, I mean, we were in a bad sort of.
Just have a drink.
The sewers.
Yes.
What does it do?
Are we touching the rod? Am I getting healed? What's happening?
Yeah, you guys, if you stay there for a minute, you will regain all of your expended spell slots.
What?
Expended
Spell
spell
slots?
slots? Do I get hit
Wow.
points back?
Hit points?
Huh?
Do we get hit points back?
Wow. Adeline, if you touch his rod, you'll get back
Nothing.
expended spell slots that you don't have.
You get nothing.
I've never been. I don't know if I'm one much for rods. Anyhow.
That's telling.
I don't think I'm much use for this.
So Darcy, do you know how we would get an audience with the page master?
Why do we need him? Mr.
From the
Darcy can
council.
Fix this.
From the council.
For a second opinion.
Oh, no. I'm not offended. I'm thinking of a way to get you there.
It's appreciated.
You know, they operate on the higher levels. They're somewhat hard to get in touch with. Let alone ask for favors or requests.
Right.
Well,
But don't you know
I
people,
wonder-
Adeline?
Well, we
I do.
have.
we should have references.
We know the location of their what's I blanked out on his name. The idiot and hunger's that they hate.
No, well, we don't want to use that name yet. That's not how we get in.
No?
It might be.
I don't think so. That's not how we get in.
We have inside information.
Do you?
On him and his dealings in the caves.
Mm-hmm. Over
No, I
at
don't know.
who?
Many
Hunger's
scholars.
Edge. Owen.
Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You know, I was just there not
Forgot
long
about
ago.
Oh. Are you friends with Owen?
No.
Good.
No.
He's a
He's
dick.
just a customer.
Yeah, he tried to kill us.
He did.
And then he said, "Oh, it was just business," as he left us and tried to blow us up inside of a cave and kill us with a cave in.
And we had to
You
swim out.
probably wanna-
It's the whole book issue. It's his fault.
Yeah, it's
So that
really-
makes sense now.
You probably want to collect on his debts because he will probably be in default soon.
He's in default
Oh.
with us. He owes me some fingers.
No one owes me anything. They pay
Wow,
up
that
front.
must be nice.
That's a good idea, considering your line of work.
Yes, absolutely. You're giving magic away for nothing.
Can't do that.
So it was just business. What a horrible business to be in.
I don't know.
Mess-
Yes.
But so you have inside information on what Owain is doing. And
Yes.
you want to bring that to the page master.
Yes.
And the council in general, but I think the page master who we need to help us with our issue. But, you know, I think the council in general might be interested in what we have to say.
With the book.
Right.
Yes.
But
Book
you-
for the page master. Information for the
Yes.
Council.
others.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
However, if you can fix the book, we don't need the page master.
Let me take a look, if you don't mind. You know, it would have solved things a lot easier if you just put it inside something to protect it.
That's kind of my fault.
Like a bag of holding.
If you have one,
I do. That's my
Would you
fault.
have?
It's my fault. It's my fault. I mean, it's Owen's
Yeah,
fault, but it's my fault.
It's not your fault.
No, I
Do
said
you
it was gonna be
have?
fine.
do you have some kind of container that would prevent this type of damage going forward?
Like a bag of hindsight.
I think to prevent it going forward, a bag of foresight.
Hey, Stacks. Everyone, this is for you.
It's that same bird that keeps flying through that. She's got cats and birds living together in
Oh man.
Oh man. A container for your book. I mean, I have a bag of holding as well.
Oh, do you?
I do.
And how much does that cost?
It's a lot.
That one. As I consult my ledger, I can give you a book-sized one for about 2,000 gold.
A reasonable price. Great. You know, I have a package to pick up, and I am sure that that's going to be well within budget after I pick this up. For sure. So
That would buy a really nice
Adeline,
set of
one of
armor
the poor people.
for Lost.
Wonderful. Well, when you pick up your package, you'll have to come back and purchase some wares from me.
You have
Yeah.
anything else that might be of interest to us in that cart?
Do you have a dime?
In terms of just holding things,
Well, just in general, for a group of adventurers that might find something useful.
What about a broom that could fly?
a broom of flying, you say? Don't believe I have one of those.
Oh,
If
then
you
I
know
have
what,
one.
if it could fly, that would be so cool. You could
You
fly
have
on it.
wings.
I'm just listen. You could
guys
fly
all
on your
fly.
broom, and you could stand on it with your spider boots and hang upside down
Like a bat.
while you're flying on your broom. That's the coolest thing ever.
Everyone else can fly. Except for
Lost-
me,
Lost can't fly.
Lostroth, and Adeline.
So that's just half people can fly and half can't. No.
I don't see how that's still not a crazy ratio.
It is.
Yeah.
It seems a little outlandish, and this is coming from a dead girl.
We should
Flying
all
too.
be able to fly. That's what I've been saying.
Well,
Exactly.
you know what? I know this will happen. I know it's going to happen. There's got to be a spell when you get your magic back, because I know that's going to happen. I have faith. We're going to make it happen. And I know that there's got to be a spell you can learn too, right? I mean, you're both magic. You can fly.
Not gonna happen
Look,
while we're waiting here.
all right, let's go.
Right.
Wait,
I think
we
we
gotta
should...
wait. No, wait, we were asking. Mr.
We were
Darcy.
talking
We're
with
talking
Darcy.
to Mr. Darcy. We're not going anywhere, Lost.
Yeah.
Are you looking
He's
for
just
something?
anytime anyone talks, he's like, "I'm over it. Let's go."
God, he even got me like down myself.
I want to see the greatest inn in Horboldar.
Okay.
Well, we gotta.
Well, right now we might be able to get Adeline's book fixed. Right now.
Well, what is your price range for me to take a look at what I have?
That's right.
The price range for you to look at what you have.
I don't know. I only have 15.
Yes, for
I
me
only
to
have
consult
15
my
gold.
ledger.
There's a price associated with consulting your ledger, or you're checking the price against what you have in Icy.
Yeah, I only have 15 gold, but I don't carry all my money.
Rose, your poor friend seems to be feeble of body and mind. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. We love him anyway.
We'll need to fix him.
No, he's fine.
I'm talking about the blonde one.
What?
It's okay, dear. It's okay.
So, I did have a
It's
question.
okay. Just put it on my tab.
I'm gonna walk over to Adeline. I'm gonna take her hand. I'm gonna say, walk over here. I want to tell you something.
What?
Shh, come here.
You all thought this glorified street vendor could fix my magical book?
Look, we're out of hearing of him now. Listen, he's special,
The DM now.
and he's not really he's kind of self-centered in his dealings. Like, he doesn't understand with, like, that might be rude and hurt your feelings, and it might not be a nice thing to say, kind of a thing. Sometimes I do that because I'm kind of dumb and I didn't mean to, kind of a thing. I think maybe that's kind of what he is like, because he's really a nice guy. I mean, he's in it for himself, but he's still nice. Like the lady that we trust, where we stayed at the inn in Shade Run, she considers him a nice guy. We trust her, right?
Yes, this woman I've met once on one of the worst days of my life. Absolutely. Yes, I think that she is a good metric by which to trust whether these street vendors know how to deal with. Listen, I've never been accused of being feeble-minded, and if I did have magic within me, I think fire. Just fire. It's probably good that I don't. I don't know what a potion is going to do to fix this book. I know that you all have so much confidence in this man, and I am sure that's well placed.
Well, we just got to see what he can offer. That's all. He might not can fix it, but he might have something we could use that might be useful.
I've 99 copper. Wait,
Well,
that's gold. How do I have 99 gold? Did I get gold?
You got paid off by Herb.
I have 99 gold. What can you do for a soggy book?
Oh, you're back.
Yes. I'm yelling from across the alley.
What can I do for a soggy book? Not much. I do have this, though. He reaches out into like this small conical flask, which has like a black liquid that is almost like a mist just moving inside it. He says, I have this one. It's not actually on my ledger, so I don't know where it came from. But I'm pretty sure that he uncorks it and just smoke just starts billowing out everywhere, like across it. You can't see through it, and so he quickly corks it back up. Pretty sure this is an ever-smoking bottle.
oh, that's cool.
This is an
And
extra,
they're
so
supposed to do what for her book?
You wanna?
it won't do anything for the book. You were asking about magical items that I had,
Yeah.
other than the bag of holding that you
I'll
can't
give you-
afford.
I'll give you 2 gold for it.
Okay.
Yes. Let me reduce my gold.
Only 498 more gold, and it's yours.
Oh. All right.
I love that
mind.
Kyle is so happy.
Discount. As far as your book goes, I'm afraid you're shit out of luck here.
In the whole city.
Stop.
You may be You may be onto something if you can get an audience with the page master, but he can be difficult to have an audience with if you're not, on the council or King Boulder.
Did we get, before we left Vargaden, did we get like a letter? No, we couldn't. Like they wouldn't have given us a letter of reference.
I don't know.
How hard
No,
is
but
it to
we-
ascend?
Do have amulets. If that would help.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, it's a different town. I
How
don't
hard
know
is
if
it to
can-
ascend the levels? Are there any stopping points or any clearances? Or we could just walk right up to the top?
You can walk there. You probably won't get into the
Well.
castle. They frown on that.
Right.
And the page master is in the castle.
Correct.
Well,
With
let's
the rest
walk
of the council
up there.
and the page master's archives.
Yes. Okay.
But whereas I work a lot with transmutation and enchantment, he does work a lot more with physical books,
Do you do any work in forgery?
with embroidery. What did you say?
Forgery. Forgery.
Forgery.
Say it louder,
Really?
why don't you?
Never. I would never, ever do anything with. Will you shut up?
I've never made.
Not so loud. If you want to talk to me about other things, then buy an orc a drink first.
Yes, we should go to the Soggy Bear Tavern.
I thought we were going to
No, the full
tank.
tankard. Full tankard. Full tankard.
If you're buying, I'll take you to the full tank.
Yes. Yes. I'm buying,
You're buying for everyone?
which means it goes on my tab.
I'm not buying.
I have an idea for how we can get into council and in front of the page master, but I do need help.
Yes, and we will give you the help that you need.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
While this
Onward
is
to the
happening,
full
Roz
tankard.
goes over to Montague and Binsworth.
I was
And-
like, what? They
The
were
two
the kobolds.
kobolds.
Our other two party
That's their
members.
new names, right?
Yep, no, you got the name right.
And in Draconic, has Mr. Darcy been treating you well?
Montague pipes up.
Mr. Darcy is the best.
Is that what you believe, or is that what he tells you to say?
No, it's the best. We're still alive.
I feel that's a very small margin to measure by, but
Do you know how old I am?
no. How old are you?
I don't know.
Oh, you were asking? Oh,
We usually die before we lose count.
Well, are you older than Croc or younger than Croc?
Master!
What's his feet again?
Stand up, stand up. Not here. Put your arms down. Relax. Yeah. You look. I like your bow tie and your vest.
Thank you.
You stress them out, Kaya.
I think you're making them nervous.
I am. You know what? I'll let you talk. I'll let
On
you
to
talk
the
to
full
Roz here.
I'm
so proud of
Roz-
you. You deserve an award. I'm gonna write up a proclamation. What's your are you Montague or Binsworth?
Yes.
Okay, I'll write it up for both of you. I'll write it up for both of you. A proclamation. Montague and Vinceworth are to be promoted to sergeants of the guard upon their return from their tour of duty with Mr. Darcy. Here, take that to Croc.
He looks across to Bensworth and says,
That's Epoxy Nation. Don't look stupid in front of the king.
Roz is gonna slip them both a gold apiece.
grabs it.
These kobolds are the size of like large mice.
God, we should have been talking to them this whole time.
They take the gold from you.
Thank you.
Of course. Really dashing outfits, by the way.
They like straighten their bow ties out a little bit.
Cute.
So, we probably should catch up to Lost.
Nice weather we're having.
Yes, it is rather nice, pleasant.
Interactions don't usually go this long.
With us, they always do.
I feel like interactions with Mr. Darcy would go for quite a long. I mean, I guess unless he's talking to himself. Never mind. Regardless,
We just listen.
I'm gonna go up to Mr. Darcy.
While that's happening.
Hi, Mr. Darcy.
Hello.
Thank you for helping. Do you by chance have any diamonds I could purchase from you?
Diamonds.
Yes.
Let me take a look.
Starts sort of shifting through inside the cart. You can hear like drawers moving, like the creaking of like wood on wood, friction and things.
As he's doing that,
Oh.
I'll just be like, since the last time we saw you, there's been many instances where trouble seems to follow us around. So,
Rose did.
want to make sure that if anything happens, that I'm able to make sure that everyone stays on this side of life.
Rose, did
Got
I give
it.
you that? Did I give you that sapphire?
I don't think you can hear my conversation.
Oh, okay.
You know, I did take a couple of diamonds as payment back in Baltardir.
Oh,
Well, how much in diamonds do you need?
well, specifically. One worth 300 gold. And I'd be happy to pay you 300 gold for it.
Oh, a single diamond.
Yes, at this point.
Okay. Please hold.
He starts shuffling through things again, and eventually comes out with like a fair-sized diamond. He looks around, shows it to you, and says, "Usually, I'd be making a profit on this. For you, we can do like for like.
Really?
Just don't tell anyone."
I'll just kind of cup it with my hands and put it in my bag of holding, and then give him 300 gold in return. Thank you.
No problem. Now, are you taking me for a drink?
It appears that way. To the full tankard.
Wonderful. Montague, Bensworth, all aboard. And they jump on either side of the cart. And this cart is not pulled by horses or goats or anything, but it starts trundling towards, and there's a ton of people like yelling and screaming at him. "You're not supposed to move it until the bell goes." He's like, "Shut up and get out of the way, little man." And drives the cart like through people and things, people like diving out the way and stuff, like as he gets through. And like pulls up, does like a parallel park next to like the first like wide set of steps that go up to the next level. And he says, "Montague, Bensworth, you know what to do." And they just couple away. All right. Suppose we get to walking.
All right. Walk.
Let's go.
Oh, yes. I suppose I'll walk using my legs.
What else would you use?
I mean, unless you could fly like everybody else.
Well, now that you mention it, Montague and Bensworth do carry me.
What? That's probably not the best use of them.
I would argue against that point.
Why don't you like enchant something to fly?
Literally make boots of flying.
Well, then I'd be a sitting target. Or a flying target.
Lost carried me before. I'm sure he could take you up these stairs if it's something you need.
You know, I think Mr. Darcy probably, you know, he probably wants the exercise.
Don't speak for me, Green Man.
All right. I'm going to head upstairs.
All right. And starts walking up the stairs to the next level of Horboldar. And that's where we're going to end tonight. Just because the next scene would then just lead on to a lot more, and we have to sleep at some point. So thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the subs, the gifted subs. Thank you for joining in the giveaway. Thank you for everything, guys. Like, you guys being here and showing up and us getting to put on these stories for you is the reason that we keep doing this. So thank you so much for showing up every week. We are going to raid someone. So make sure you stick around for the raid, because we are going to, when you stick around for the raid, you get bonus channel points, which then allow you to spend them on flex points. I think you get 250 as a bonus just for sticking around in a raid. So make sure you do that. Make sure you stick around for Monday, because Diane DiCarlo, our very own Pretty DM, takes over the DM screen for our other long stay campaign, Legends of
They're
Shadal, on Mondays.
riding
I'm
dragons.
speaking like this now. Takes over that stream at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST on Mondays. So stick around for that. And then we will be back next Friday. Thank
You just keep
yeah, and then the following Monday, and then thank you so much for being here. Massive love out to every single one of you. Thank you for starting your weekend off the right way with Fables of Gahlia. Stick around for the raid. We will see you on Monday. Peace out, guys.